High 15, what's going on? Indeed. You made it! Early. You're negative first. Is that how that works? Yeah. What's going on? Hey. Russell, hey, hey. How goes it? I've been busy today. I was busy yesterday. I'm a productive boy. Got a lot done. I'm hoping I can send out perlers to you guys tomorrow. You know, the mighty minis. We get everything taken care of from the backlog. Put it all in one package. You know? It'll be like a loot crate kind of thing. It'll be multiple things in one. You got the plane working again. Key West to Daytona Beach. Brassel plane, Phantom Dust. I'm looking forward to trying that. I do have it installed. Twin with that host. That mixer host. Thank you, thank you. Well, yeah, I'm figuring since things are opening back up, I guess it's time to get on out there and send stuff again. We should be okay. Take your precautions, you know the deal. Do the distance thing. Like anything else when you're going out, just be safe, right? Yeah, I'm thinking of sending those tomorrow. I've been very, well, since the whole pandemic thing, been like more cooped up than normal. 11,000 feet today. Ground speed of 188 knots. This is Captain speaking. We are flying from Key West to Daytona Beach. Let's see. Making sure I got everything ready to go. We'll see how things go. I don't even know how long, you know, the case may be tonight. I hope we're not going to go over. I really can't afford to go over tonight. I still got a lot to do tonight and tomorrow. I'm working on a bunch of things, and I got lots to do. Lots and lots and lots. Perler work and errands to run and food to prepare and all kinds of crazy stuff. Designs to finish. Busy boy. But for now, we got some mysteries to solve. Hang around with Scooby-Doo. No, wait, Sherlock Holmes, sorry. Alright. Let's stop the music. Start up the games. The games. Start the games. I do have, what is it? Sherlock Holmes' Devil's Daughter. I went and picked that up when it was on sale the other week. Like, what was that, about 2 weeks ago now? Something like that. Alright. Why is it not showing? It should be showing. There it is. Oh yeah, I gotta work on Minecraft server too. We're gonna get that around. This says, your captain speaking. We have reached our cruise of 11,000 feet today. It's currently looking like we will have a flight time of around an hour and a half. Have a great flight, and thanks for flying with us. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yep. All right. Well, we were going to go to a wonderful dinner with the boys, but it looks like that has been interrupted. Before we leave, though, I'm almost certain we're going to have some mail. We'll read those. Sensation, exotic method of murder. The arsenal of our present-day criminals may soon be refilled with poisonous plants. Young and beautiful woman, in collaboration with her colleague at Kew Gardens, planned the terrible murder of their director, Dr. Montague Dunn. Only one detective was capable of uncovering the truth behind a tragedy that is initially believed to be a simple heart attack. That detective's name is Sherlock Holmes. Yes, indeed. All right. Oh, Half Moon Street. Investigate the crime scene and talk to witnesses, interrogate Leighton, and examine his belongings. Young Wiggins of the Irregulars seeks Holmes' advice on a family affair. Elder brother Leighton, arrested by the police, is accused in a double murder. Yes, of course. Sherlock Holmes, of course. Who else would it have been? All right. Let's do it. Let's go. Hint, he didn't do it. You know? Imagine that. Kinder with the host. Thank you so much. Should we go to Scotland Yard or Half Moon Street first? Let's go investigate the scene first. How you doing tonight, Kinder? Well, hello, Watson. Oh, it's just in the alley. We're gonna investigate the alley, huh? Interesting. I assume turning around leads us out of the map. This is our coach. What about this guy over here? Important? Not important. A new chair. Finally, my back doesn't ache all the time. You know, that's something I need to get at sometime here. There's a lot of things like that I need to get. I stand to get a new bed, too. Tomorrow's my first day off. Oh, back to work Thursday, first day. Gotcha. Well, that's good news, at least, that you're back to work. So I assume whatever it was lifted. Well, obviously the quarantine. But like I assume it's from that, right? That's why you're back.
Poor little Wiggins needs our help.
Locked doors. Let's go talk to this guy. 40 hours. Right on.
Locked.
Oh, okay. So that's the end of that road. I guess we'll go down this. Oh, yeah. I didn't bother to look and see where it said Half Moon Street on the side. How you doing, Mousy? We're not fully reopened yet. Some things are not back to normal. That's how things are around here. My cousin, who's my roommate, he works at a restaurant, and he hasn't. They called him. Gosh, it's been almost 3 weeks or so ago. About 3 weeks ago, and asked when he'd be his first availability. And he said, well, immediately, like, I'm ready to go back to work. And yes, I see a body over there. But they actually originally said something like, okay, well, we'll see you this weekend. You know. And he wanted to confirm. He called he called him back to confirm, like, oh, does that mean I'm scheduled for work? And they're like, no, actually, we're still like half staff. We won't need you for a while. And that was about 3 weeks ago. So that's how it is, you know. Not fully reopened. One item from eBay finally showed up today.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now.
Hubby's items are late.
Oh,
So it's one of your
Mr.
orders.
Holmes.
They fucked
Is
him
that
around.
you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow.
Yeah,
I was
eBay
here
can
with
be
Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case.
very
Mr. Holmes,
questionable
back
sometimes.
in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Mara. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well,
Only
I
Bellman
was
at
there,
work.
so
Ah.
I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
Huh.
Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stat fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Interesting. They were shot.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Interesting.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
Right. Okay.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Okay. Yeah, when it comes to eBay, Mousy, you know, it's difficult to get consistency, right? Because it's all other people, right? It's not like it's it's not like it's a venue. I like how we're just kind of dragged in here. Oh, they fucked my cousin around? I thought you meant they fucked your husband around with the thing. Yeah. I think they jumped the gun. I think they jumped the gun on him and was like, "Oh, everyone's returning to work." But they're not. They found out they're only doing half staff. Essentially. It's like, whoops. What's going on here? Some trails. Even a shovel. What the hell's going on back there? I don't know. I didn't really notice the trail. Anyway. But yeah, as far as packages being late, man, I know eBay has added more, not sure what you'd want to call it. I think they'd call it regulations, but it's more like rules of thumb of like, have your package out by such and such day after the auction and all that, but it's still really up to the seller. It really is. And some sellers are just slow as molasses.
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
No kidding. Really. Thought he could have told me something a little more informative than that, but, Alright.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
Great.
The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound.
Not a great way to go. A lot of suffering.
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly.
Yeah.
What a terrible way to die.
Yep.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
Well, it said he was a ruffian. Not just a ruffian, but an ex-con, it seems. And this, I believe, is a jewelry seller. We got some sight beyond sight we have to use here in a moment.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Yoink.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, that's not good. Piece of wood.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
It's like a handle.
This shard of wood is quite new.
A strange piece of wood. Exactly, High. That's what I felt about the hooked pole. It's a pole with a hook on it. You don't say.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Varro reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective, gentleman? I've heard of you. And, well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Let's start with the once over. Ooh, veteran? Yeah, war veteran. Missing buttons. Right on, so he's got some old clothes. Poor veteran. Oh, what's this? Oh, weak leg. That all kind of makes a lot of sense. All right.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
That's questionable.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow.
Uh-huh.
It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
I might have to listen to his dialogue again. I'm going to have to go over that a minute. 60 years of age, veteran Crimean War, fact is which he is very proud. Leg most likely injured during his war, and limping since then, he lives a poor life. I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments later, I clearly heard 2 shots from outside. I quickly got up and grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and rushed towards the window. Looked down, saw 2 bodies. The man with a gun standing nearby. He rushed towards the street, towards Whitechapel without looking around. Very short pause in between. So this dialogue reminds me very heavily of 12 Angry Men. One of the testimonies of 12 Angry Men when they talked, I think it was to an old woman who had trouble walking, but claimed that she got from like one side of her house to the other to witness, the murderer escape. It smacks heavily of that. And I remember that was one of the questionable, one of the early questionable testimonies was she's very slow and frail and could not move that fast. How did she get from point A to point B in time to see the murderer? And yeah, the fact that he's, war veteran, slow, weak, limp, leg, that's already triggering a couple of bells. No shit, she did. I don't know if everyone would have put those 2 together, though. Especially if they haven't seen 12 Angry Men, which if you haven't, shame on you. Stated he remained at the window until the police arrived. This is in conflict with Marrow's statement. Yep, also, the constable did not see anyone. Yeah. That's also bothersome.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
Oh, a lot of places, at least here in the States, you have to watch it in school. I forget what grade, but you're kind of required to watch it. It's something that they show you, that you study, which is perfectly fine. I'm really glad. That was my first experience with it. I'm really glad they did. A fantastic movie. On many, on many levels,
Mrs. Powell?
cinematography-wise,
What do you want?
very unique
My
style.
name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime
Great
that
story.
took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
All right. I guess we're not doing a character once-over with her.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand.
Really?
He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Right.
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
Yeah, right.
My
She is
thanks
honest
to you,
about it.
Mrs. Powell.
Okay, well, that's good. Huh.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
What's the significance of that? Could look in the mirror and see. Okay.
Locked.
I don't even know how far we're
Locked.
allowed to go here. Some people with a light with a lamppost over there. This guy apparently is nobody of interest.
Locked.
We do have a key. Oh, okay. So, that's too far. And we'll see if there's anything else down Whitechapel. Probably not. I don't see anyone down
Locked.
here. Or anything important. But they don't even mark that door. I assume this is the... Yeah, the other end. Okay. So you've got a little bit of alley back here. Of Whitechapel. And then we've got Half Moon Street. We haven't talked to the witness yet. I want to make sure we've explored properly. We've got Turner with his place, his window up there. Mirror facing the road. I think that's about all there is. Lots in the White Hook. We gotta still think that whole shovel thing's really strange. I don't know what they're digging over there. It's probably the end of this, right? That's where we came from, but I don't know if there's anybody else to talk to out here. Yeah, I think it's about it. Okay. The evidence can be used in the investigation and will be marked with specific icons. Right. Turner says standing near the window. According to constable's statement, Turner's window was dark. Yeah. Well, we still have to, let's just talk to Turner and check the view from his flat. Something to explain his contradictory statements. Oh. All right. I guess we'll go talk to Turner again. Still not sure what the key is for.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own. This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Okay. Burnt paper.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
How mysterious. How mysterious. Oh. Look at that. Oh.
Perfect match.
Oh
So,
my.
Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Well, now that's just curious.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
So he scrambled for something from the bookshelves and put it and burned it. That's what I'm picking up.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
And it looks like the window he explored was on the other side of his place. Which may not be a very long walk for most people. But with his limp, probably a good minute to get from one side to the other.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
I mean, knives tend to be sharp, Holmes. Not sure what you're getting at. Sweepings? Shredded paper. Shredded paper?
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
So he shredded it and then burnt it. He wanted to make sure nobody saw what was on it. I'm going to look out the window for a minute.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window.
I mean, all said, it's a pretty decent view of the scene.
The dead body of Kenneth Butler.
Yeah, that's right.
Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. he saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman
Yeah.
standing over them.
If they happened as he said they did. Sorry, I'm...
No, it didn't happen this way.
What? I don't... Okay, I didn't quite understand. I'm going to go talk to him, and then I'm going to come back to that.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Right. Maybe I can get a better angle of that from downstairs. Oh, I see. Right, so I think you would have started with that. Got up. He opened the window. Went and did all that. Fire would be last. Come on. Grab this. Put the stick back. Grab something. Cut papers up. And then after that, threw it into the fire. That seems like that's how it may have went. It gets up out of bed. And as you can tell, it takes a while for him to get up and get around. He opens the window. That's like 20 seconds at this point. Then he goes all the way down. And this, so from him to get from the window down, well, actually from his bed to down here is an easy minute and a half. He took something off the jeweler. Heads back upstairs. Well, that's a decent amount of time to get stuff done. considering how fast Leighton was caught, quote unquote. I should just say apprehended. But yeah. Puts the broken stick back. Shuffles around something in the bookcase. Comes over. Chops up some paper. And decides that's not good enough. And throws it in the fire.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
What did he burn?
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Talk about sight beyond sight. Classic. Moby Dick.
Well now, what a find. A precious jewel, concealed inside a book.
Well, that's unusual. I mean... Did it take the whole book? Okay, so I mean, it's not that uncommon. Well, actually, I would say it's probably uncommon to have one of those fake book deals. Like, not every house in the world would have had one. Did he just have one lying around? No, wait. He cut the book up and concealed it. Right. So he stole an object.
A bracelet with a unique ram's
He
head
made
design.
that. He made the fake book
A
himself.
distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts.
Right, that's what he
Probably
cut
of
up
the
and burned.
Hellenistic era.
He cut the book open. He cut a hole in the book so he could hide the... Oh, boy. Well, Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Mm-hmm. You got a limp, dude.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
Well. Kitty. I got a kitty messing with my foot. Hi, kitty. Yes, you're a good kitty. She's an ornery kitty.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
What about that bracelet?
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
Oof.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel.
Mm-hmm.
You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick, It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window, as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Yeah.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Wow. Like Spider-Man, everybody gets one.
I wish this crime had never happened, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. Yeah, the entire time that was going on, I had the kitty playing with my feet. And that's cute, except that I know at some point she's going to go from playing to claws and jaws. And I was kind of waiting, like, when's that moment going to happen? All right. And thankfully she got bored. Moved on. All right. So, dude got a little grubby with his hands. Took his stuff that didn't belong to him, should say. It's like, ooh, that's a nice bracelet. I think I'll go get it. Which is interesting. I find that more than a little odd. Because the time it took him to get from his bed to the window, then all the way down the stairs, and then pick up the bracelet, and then hurry back into here and close the door. Without nobody getting here to see him do it is a thing. That's...
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Investigate the ancient bracelet and find out how it could have appeared at Half Moon Street. Oh, search the archives. I see. Distinctive ram heads. Alright, well, I think we've done what we can here anyway. Let's go check out the archives, and then we'll go to Scotland Yard. Well, dude, like, it's pretty interesting that he made like a makeshift. He made like a makeshift hiding place for that bracelet. I mean, I feel like he could have probably just stuck it under his mattress or something, and nobody would have been the wiser. Might even been difficult for Holmes to find that one, because his greasy fingerprints wouldn't have been all over a book. But you know, guess he didn't think about that. Alright, we gotta look for this bracelet with the ram's heads. Not newspapers, art and architecture. There we go. At least I would think, or it could be history.
That is not the one I need.
I don't know if we've got a better...
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
I mean,
That is not the one I need.
No, it's not the one you need. Aha. Beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. 1 on the ring, 2 on the necklace, 2 on the bracelet. 5 rams of Mytilene, or Mytilene or something, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, have been missing from the museum since 1885.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Okay. So, we're looking for the stolen collection since 1885. Hellenistic treasures stolen. Treacherous theft. Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening, carefully transported by cab, on their way from the British Museum to the Glassford Fine Art Exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night, provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have captured the described man, professional thief, with the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found. Looks like we found the bracelet.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Right. Okay. I think I'm going to go... Let's go to Scotland Yard and go talk to Leighton. This shop, though, I wonder if he's got more of the Hellenistic treasures. I find it more than a little curious that he was in the story as one of the, he was the owner, shop owner, tried to sell him this art. Yeah, it looks like he ended up getting it. Shady going on there. Something shady going on there. All right, Scotland Yard.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Oh, buddy.
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Okay. I don't remember which room was which. This was autopsy, right? Yeah. Evidence room. That's what we want. Let's go see what's in the belongings.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Seems weird that one of the irregulars would have possession of such a well-made gun. they would have had access to a gun at all, you'd think it wouldn't be this good.
Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Okay.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Right. An apple, some cigarettes, a watch, and the gun with 2 spent shots in the cylinder. I was kind of hoping there'd be something about him not having any actual loot on him. Simultaneous shots. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots. In fact, 3 shots were made. First, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Or Turner couldn't hear the contrast between 2 shots as they were made from different points. I'm gonna back out of that. Why would we think there's more than 2 shots? Butler and Vercotti were victims of a double murder carried out by one person. That's what it seems. Witness testimonies in the crime weapon clearly point to one possible culprit, Leighton Chapman. Yeah, don't buy it. Don't buy it just yet. Something seems fishy, doesn't it? Let's go talk. Chapman, why are they showing me the deductions? We just looked at deductions. Oh, they want me to decide on that one. That's why. I don't want to decide on that one just yet. I do what I want. All right. I think it's time to have a chat.
Mr. Holmes?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here.
Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Well, let's start with the big scar. Deep scar, occasional fights. Grew up on the street. Yep. Recent beating, resisted arrest. He's hot-headed. Fancy scarf, downtown fashion. Office clerk, huh? So he's got a better job than... Well, he's got a job, which I think most of the irregulars don't have much of anything going on. They're street urchins, essentially. Right? Westgate Prison passed. Oh, really? Huh. Okay, okay. I bring that up just because of the prison tattoo that the other guy had. Doesn't mean they were in at the same time or anything. But, Mousy, welcome back.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Ooh.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know.
That's a good question.
I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
Yeah.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
About the prisoners.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
Sure.
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti.
Yeah.
You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Well.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery.
Oh, they knew each other well.
Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vicotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
Right.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
I could see how that would, I could see how you might want to pursue whoever did it. Huh. Right. Yep, it is personal. Violent crime committed by Layton could have had a personal motive. Contrast between the two fired shots. First, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly after. I don't know. According to his testimony, there were 2 guns. That doesn't sync up, but let me see what happens if you do that. Yeah, it doesn't really. I don't know. What do we got here? Person who Leighton Chapman describes in his statements as a figment of his own imagination created to vindicate himself. Which would say he is the owner, the proud owner of a sentence in prison. That's what he is. I don't think it's that simple, but there is a conclusion. I'm not going with that. I want to follow this up a little bit more, and obviously we've got more to investigate. So, we're going to head to the shop. Yeah, exactly. It's never that simple. Exactly. Layton is in his 20s, Wiggins' older brother, growing up on the streets, being hot-headed, committed a crime for which he served time in Westgate prisons, currently detached from his past street life, probably working somewhere as an office clerk. Trying to live an honest life, but, having seen his cellmate, his friend, seems like there was something going on. Possible crossfire between Butler and Vercotti. Examine the bodies and perform a reenactment. I think we're gonna go check out the shop first, and then we'll go back to Half Moon Street. Very interesting. I mean, we already had an opportunistic thief taking a bracelet. Who knows what could be next? I think you should just stop off at the bar over here, have a pint. Aw, come on. I doubt this is the right door. This doesn't look like a shop at all. Yeah. There's Butler's. Let's check out the shop. Yes, use the key.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Okay. Anything before we open the counter? Oh. Some shelves. What you got on the shelves here? Any goodies? Any good stuff? Really? Oh, here we go.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Mountaineer, huh? Mountaineer. We got a hooked pole in the alley. We got mountaineer climbing equipment.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
A flare pistol. Ooh, that would cause a incredibly bright flash. Huh. Did somebody use a couple of different objects here to get away? They're playing, you know, Batman or something here. They had an escape with the climbing stuff. They had the flare pistol to, you know, ninja vanish, blind their witness. Oh, look.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection.
Mittelin. There we go.
That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time. 10 years after the theft.
Yeah, exactly. What about that letter? Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewelry with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork over a small fortune. Arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Brian Vercotti. So Brian was the fixer of a, he's the man in the middle of selling some stolen art, some stolen historical jewelry, of which Kenneth has been holding on to since the robbery. Well now. Well.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Oh, did he now? Are we going to look at that too? No? Just going to grab that and say that's all there is to it, huh? Whoa. It's like we're standing on the counter. We're floating. There we go. Oh. Okay, so flare gun, the hook, the climbing gear. That is strange. What do we got here? Burglary motive. Search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be motive for the crime that was committed. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. Violent crime committed by Leighton could have had a personal motive. I feel like this is maybe done to burglary. Okay, well, it's time to perhaps go recreate the scene. I'm surprised. Am I not taking these objects?
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Maybe we're just gonna use it in our imaginary reconstruction. That's my guess. Take one quick look back around here. Okay. Go back to Half Moon. I like how the casebook kind of looks like the UI casebook. Okay. Great Alley and Half Moon.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
Riley, how you
The one
doing?
that you caught, beat
Hello.
up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
All right. Talk to the constable
It
real
would be
quick.
my pleasure to assist you with your investigation,
Made
Mr.
a video
Holmes.
for YouTube channel. Roblox music video. Oh my. Will you see it when this is done? Yeah. Yeah, I'll go look. Indeed. In fact, let me make sure that I've got you that I got the channel. Hold on a minute. Uno momento. Let me click and then grab the channel and make sure. Yeah, I'll take a look. Where's this? There it is. Making it live. Gotcha. Why can't I click? I think I'd be able to click on your name through the thing so I could go watch the video. Why can't I do that? YouTube, why can't I do that? That would be easy. Okay, that's strange. I don't know why I can't do that. Do I have to... Am I seriously going to have to type in your name? And am I even going to find you? I don't know. I don't know if this is the right channel or not. I see on the top it says Minecraft Roblox. It's kind of a purple banner with your name in pink. Is that the right channel? It says 6th Annual Bloxy Awards 3 months ago, or is that somebody else? I can't tell. It's hard to tell. Put it on live. Let me know if that's the right channel. Here. Maybe I can copy. This is I guess this is it? Is this correct? Is this the channel? When I put the name, when I put your name in, that's what I get as the top. Is that it? I want to make sure it's the right one. Okay. We want to investigate. Now let's do our... One of the victims possibly fired his gun twice. Oh, they're not going to show me any animations. It's just...
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Well, whichever one we see. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Which way are we at? There's his, there's Turner's. That would have been that would have been Alley. So I guess it'd have been this one? Oh, that would have been the kid. Ah, wait a minute. Or are we going off of that? Well, now see, this would make sense. If one shot was louder than the first, it'd have been because there was a bullet that would have hit the wall of his apartment.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Let's go grab that pole with the hook.
This should be useful.
Yeah. Now let's go over here and examine the wall. Or am I going to have to turn on my...
Nothing interesting here.
I see.
Nothing interesting here.
Yeah, okay. So, if instead, if our gunman is this fellow, that guy gets shot in the stomach and... Oh.
This is most definitely a bullet hole.
Yeah.
The brick cracks are fresh.
Aha!
Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Mm-hmm. Well. There was indeed a third shot. Chapman's statement regarding the jacketed man disappeared seems reasonable. 3 shots at the scene prove the presence of a second gun, now missing. Yep. Crossfire. Butler and Vercotti both died of crossfire, with each of them holding a gun, one of the guns missing. I guess the other option is double murder. Riley, did I get the right channel? You never told me. I was trying to make sure I had the right one. And no, busy streaming right now. I'll watch it later. I don't even know if it's the right video. Or the right channel. The channel says something about... I said it had a purple banner, has Roblox and Minecraft on it, and a pink car. And there's a video that's the 6th annual the 6th annual Bloxy Awards. Is that it? And then, what is this? Sophia the First Roblox or something like that? Is that the video? And then singing competition. Is that it? Yeah? Okay. Okay. I'll hit subscribe and I'll check it out. I wanted to make sure I had the right one. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I had the right channel. Like, I was thinking, so something I thought you could do on YouTube was click on a name and go to their channel, but I guess you can't. So I had to just search the name. And I'm like, well, that's weird. It's the Sophia video? Okay. Yeah, I thought I could just click on your channel from the name, but I swore you could do that on YouTube. But it looks like I couldn't do it. And I'm like, why? Why can't I just click and go to channel? But no, I could have swore that was a thing. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to search and hope I find the right one. That would be really, what if somebody had a similar name? Because that happens a lot on YouTube. You can find the wrong channel entirely, be like, I don't know what you're talking about. What video, It's really weird. All right. What else do we need to do here? Talk to Constable. Find out if it would have been possible to miss someone hiding in the shadows. We'll talk to the Constable. All right. Constable.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
No, we're gonna play hide and seek. Yeah, guess we're gonna play hide and seek, and we're gonna be the seeker.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Playing hide and seek. 74, might be 76. Miley is saying, yay, more subscribers. Oh my god. That's so funny. Miley's saying more subscribers. That's awesome. Rome denounces you controlling little territory. You control more than they do.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable.
Playing hide and
Let's
seek
try
with
again.
Sherlock.
I'll find another place to hide.
Hide and seek with Sherlock Holmes. Riley, I got a question for you. You play Roblox, I assume by the title of the videos. I have a very important question. How kid-friendly is Roblox? Or anyone else that has really played it? I know it's like aimed at kids, but how kid-friendly? Like, is it safe? Because I ask because my neighbor's kid wants to play Roblox. And of course, his mom and dad are wondering about how, they're wondering about whether or not it's safe. I barely see him, but he's right there.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
I don't know about that.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Mousy, it's boring. Well, probably to us, but maybe not for someone who's like 10 or 11. It's safe because it's lame and boring. Mousy. Oh, goodness. All right, what do we got here? We now have up the walls. If we can assume there was one more person half moon at the time of the crime, then there was no way forward or back, only up. Reenact the action, recreate the fireworks described by Leighton, attempt to climb the wall. Oh boy, we're gonna climb up the walls. Do we need to go get our boots our climbing shoe stuff, our spikes and the crampons and all that good stuff?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Or did we bring it with us? I don't think we took them.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
I guess we're gonna have to go back to the store, find the flare gun and the tools. Yeah. All right. Well, easy enough. Back to the shop. Back to the shop. We already know where the flare gun and the climbing tools are. The real question at the moment, though, I guess, is who was the other? What was the other name that they mentioned? Was it Frank something? Let me see if we got any. Thought we had. Let's check documents. Oh, they didn't mention the guy. Yeah. I don't know why. I thought it was Frank something. Oh, Vincent Foley was the thief. That's what I was probably thinking of. Right. We got a flare,
this is exactly
flare gun.
what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Yeah. And then we gotta go back the other way. Grab the climbing gear.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Okay. Time to climb. Back we go.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
We're gonna look for a place to climb.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Something timely about that particular scene, isn't it?
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin, then. Catch me if you can.
Right. Hold on a second now. What am I missing? Let's see. Getting all the great people. One-time deal, 30 turns. Great works. All right. Find a spot where you might be able to climb the wall and remain unnoticed. Well, let's try climbing this wall.
The streetlights fall directly on this wall. Not an ideal spot to escape the crime scene. It is also directly in front of Polly Powell.
Yeah, that makes sense. This looks pretty dark and kind of
The moon
out of the way.
illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow.
Well, then never mind. Let's try this one.
This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Okay. Yep. D.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
I am trying. We gotta redo that? Yep. Come on, I hit it.
Barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
There we go.
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Right. Whitechapel Street. So, should be able to go around. Or do they want me to go? They just drop me off in front of it? Yeah, it looks like they may have.
This is the back door of the building with the attic floor that you required, Mr. Holmes.
Thought they're going to have me walk around the alley. Instead, they put me right in front of it. Okay. Alright. What's going on up here in the attic?
Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste, he ripped his jacket.
Shabby fabric. Black thread.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope.
Okay. I mean, I can do that.
These shards of glass are from the window above.
Huh, you don't say.
We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Somebody with some black threads, huh? Okay. Well, I guess we'll go investigate the threads with the microscope. That's about all there is to do, I think. Yep. Perform some analysis. See what we can find out about this coat. Find it out that he's reading Dostoevsky, but it looks like the his book, his case book. Maybe that's the cover of his case book. Maybe that's just what he uses. Let's examine these threads.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes.
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair.
Yeah. Okay.
The horsehair is thinner than the hair that we found.
Right.
Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
That's a strange... Okay. Got it. I got it. No, that's... I'm just joking, but... Donkey Kong. A gorilla was the murderer. And the thief. That's obviously what happened. He climbed the building. He shot people and climbed the building and escaped through the hatch. It was obviously a trained gorilla. Or just an intelligent one. Circus acrobat. Man who vanished from the crime scene. Could be a circus acrobat. He scaled a 30-foot high wall in a matter of seconds. Large exotic animal was found on his jacket. Here we go. Leighton Chapman's statement regarding the mysterious jacketed man participating in shooting was proven to be true. There we go. Which gives us a vanishing act. The person who was seen only by Chapman escaped the crime scene by climbing the wall. Skillful acrobat, the criminal took a gun from one of the dead bodies. Well, where does that leave us?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Request Wiggins' assistance. All right then. Wiggins is back at the place. Back to Half Moon Street. Go talk to Wiggins. Somebody that could climb really well. And that's why it must have been an animal larger than a horse. It could be a circus acrobat. Or it could just be a gorilla. Actually, I don't know how well gorillas can actually climb, but I imagine they can climb fair enough. They climb the building. You've seen King Kong? They climb buildings all the time. It's like their natural habitat. It's obvious.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oh.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Wiggins giving him the business.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal. A very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Probably, maybe it's an elephant hair. Next morning, very early.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
Dun, dun, dun. Kit Kat. Hello. Just got home 45 minutes ago. Ate and worn out. Sorry, won't be sticking around tonight. No problem. Kit Kat, it's all good, buddy. It's all good. Have a restful night, man. But I thank you for showing up. It's all good, man.
Duval Brothers, a well-known traveling circus that is currently stopped in London.
The Marvelous Dancing Elephant.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show.
Dude, elephant
I
riding a
believe
bicycle.
That is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
I want to see an elephant riding a bicycle. Don't you guys want to see an elephant riding a bicycle? The Marvelous Dancing Elephant. I'm gonna be upset if we don't get to see the elephant riding a bicycle. Well, I'll be disappointed at the very least. Maybe not upset. You guys, speaking of which, you guys ever see a bear riding a bicycle? Like a circus act? I don't know why, but something about it just makes me chuckle every time I see it. I'm not sure what.
Aye, you.
That poor bike.
Stop right
Yeah, it's got to
now.
be pretty well made
Good morning,
to hold
sir.
an elephant, huh?
Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah. You don't look like the type of artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
Artistic
you might be
lock
surprised.
What? Nah. I don't think so. Clear off. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
Well. I guess we might have to come back in a certain outfit? Maybe a disguise?
You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
Yeah, he won't let me through.
You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
I don't think I can bear to watch that. Oh. Oh, makeup disguise. Some facial hair, seedy suit, and a hat. Sweet. Alright, we're gonna go get a disguise. Time for a disguise. They'll never know it was us. Couldn't bear to watch it. Wah, 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 wah. Alright. Makeup, hair and hat. We need a hat. Let's go to the end. Hats are probably over here. Oh, there's a funny looking hat. Top hat. You could be the ringmaster. I kind of like this dopey looking one. What's going on there? I kind of like that. We definitely need a mustache. Let's go with the pointy, there we go. And then let's go get us an outfit. Black suit? No. 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 A bandit outfit. Oh, that's pretty good. That's locked. Okay, we want the bandit outfit. There we go. Let's see how we look now.
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Yep. All right. We're ready. We are debonair, I'll tell you what. Oh, that's a look. That is a look. Perfect. Get the sun shining right there. There you go. Okay. Off we go to the circus. Do 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 do.
Who are you? What's your name?
Well, it's not Sherlock Holmes, I'll tell you that.
I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley.
Charles
And I'd
Foley,
highly advise
huh?
you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
Any relation to, what was it, Vincent Foley? Well, 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 it's time to explore the circus. Doot 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 doot. Da 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 da. Up to your shenanigans once again. Yes, indeed. We've got on a wonderful outfit. And we're exploring the circus. We're supposed to pick a lock for somebody, apparently. Oh, there's some interesting noises. How you doing tonight? Doing fine. Very nice. Today's been good for me. Very productive. Yesterday was also pretty productive. Got a lot of parlor work done yesterday. Hoping to send some stuff out to people tomorrow. I still got more to do. I actually got a personal project I want to work on as well when I find the time. But I'll get to that. I'm also enjoying the last couple of good days. Weather-wise, it's been really nice here. Not too hot. Check all these little... A tiger or something in there? Heard something. Still laid off. Waiting to get called back. My cousin's the same way. He actually got called, technically got called. Well, it shows an elephant on the outside cover, or, you know, up on the wagon. I can't really look inside. I want to see the elephant. Let me see the elephant. I want to see him ride a bike. Or her. I don't know. I don't know if the elephant's a guy or a girl, but it's hooligans. Hooligans the elephant. See, there's the poster. You can see it a little bit better in here. There you go. The marvelous dancing elephant. Can you imagine how strong that bike is? All I know is that I want to see that. Not literally everything we can do is open the door. I thought we'd have something else to investigate.
So, everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money?
Some of the barrels are wet.
Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped.
Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I want to be paid first.
No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said.
Elephant tricycle,
Right.
yeah.
I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
Ooh. Well. Something's going on in here. So why would wet barrels be important? The only things in barrels that need to stay dry that I know of is gunpowder. Maybe like spices or something?
The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here in a hurry.
Boy, if that's gunpowder, we're screwed. Look at the crack in that barrel.
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside.
Ring-a-ling-a-ding-dong, huh?
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside.
Yeah, well...
There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out. The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure.
Oh boy. The Royal Artillery Company. I don't like the sound of that, Chief. It. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think so, Chief. I don't know if I want to hit that. Dab on it, yeah. Dude, seriously? I don't think I want to hit a barrel that's got flipping gunpowder in it. That seems like a bad idea. But in the event that something bad does happen, I kind of want to see it. So we're gonna hit it. Oh.
Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder.
All right, well, celebrate. Go ahead and light your pipe. I mean, go ahead and have a celebratory smoke. No? Printing press. Well, hold on there a minute there. What are they printing over here other than flyers? They're printing more than posters with elephants on them. What do we got? A poster?
This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day.
Rise up and keep rising, lambs into lions?
That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat.
Huh.
Interesting. From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people.
Viva la revolution, huh? Yeah.
There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls.
Right, so they got gunpowder and flyers for a revolution.
Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples.
Oh boy.
I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
It's a sabotage.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on a table over there. Open that.
Let's take a look at our friend here. Oh, we're not going to remark on his fashionable earring. What about his key? It's protected safe somewhere. Fair enough. Definitely got a wound here, bloody bandage. Some recent trauma. He's got a gun. Cutthroat, huh? Bulldog revolver. Ring with a ram head. Oh my, he's got one of the rings. Well, he's got the ring, I should say. Son of a biscuit. We may have found our friend. Taped fingers, agility, acrobat. Yep. Oh my. Well, I think we found the second gun and the person who used it. Charles Foley, where's the antique ring? The last missing piece from the 5 Rams of Myelin jewel set. And the revolver under his belt. Bruce Foley is a mysterious man who nimbly escaped the crime scene at Half Moon Street. Oh boy. And we have got... We gotta pick a lock for him. Better not screw up, huh? So much for watching that elephant ride a bicycle. Alright, we've done these before. This one doesn't look too bad. Well, it's also got a slider, huh? Okay. There we go. So what was so big about that lock being picked? Doesn't look like it was even tied to anything important. Picked your lock.
Ah, well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York.
Tied to...
Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Ooh, the thief.
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died 7 days ago in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker.
I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Gosh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on the corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Oh boy. Delving in here, that's for sure. Charles Foley, a member and leader of Duval Brothers Circus, skillful acrobat, actively practices his craft. Superstitious man, armed and dangerous. Penchant for wearing jewelry. Got the flyer. Find and examine the secret lock at Notting Hill Manor. Well, yeah, down the rabbit hole, no kidding. Are we solving crimes or committing them? We're in too deep.
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures. This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
Shouldn't be much of a challenge, you say. It actually has multiple things going on here, though. Where to begin? Ooh. Okay, we got two pieces that can move. That's going to be interesting. Got it.
I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it.
A lot of lockpicking today. We just doing that? Pick that lock.
This cupboard is an absolute mess.
Not time to be picky right
Several
now.
books have fallen from the shelves.
Oh, you know,
it
no
seems
kidding.
as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try.
Ooh. Ha ha. Alright. Hold on a minute, though. I mean, obviously there's a safe, but now I'm curious. What else is there in here? We found the safe very quickly, so A ghost! Oh. No, never mind. Forbidden Kool-Aid. It's got the Goonie green Kool-Aid. Pearl necklace just sitting out. Not gonna take that. Like bowling up here? What the hell? Okay, who? Well, that I was gonna say that's the door all boarded up. All I can do for now. What it seems like. Yeah, I just noticed. I was like, wait a minute. Why would you make one just a landing? But yeah, there's a whole door right here that's all closed off. That's all we can access for the moment. All right.
So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Ah. Another lock to pick. Shaggy, run. I mean, Sheenhands, run. Yes. Ghost. Multiple lines there. Which one of these can I move back and forth? Not that one. Not that one. Neither. Oh, I thought there'd be some interconnecting on that one. Go, go, Sherlock X-ray vision. Yeah. No shit, Sherlock, yes. Or no variation, yes. All right. So, interestingly, there we go. There were no, yeah, surprised that didn't have a back and forth mechanism. But we got it.
What a surprise. Another lock.
Ooh.
And I won't be able to pick it. I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door.
Ah, here we go. Time to set some traps, huh? All right. Right, so we've got the front door. I think that just said opened. We don't need to worry, I doubt about that. Let me check and make sure. Check the possible routes that they could escape. Well, they might... let me check the front door while I'm here. It's a trap! Yes, we're...
The thieves won't attempt to escape through the front door if the police are right behind it.
Right. Okay. Wanted to make sure there wasn't anything we had to do extra there. But now we've covered that base. Here's a door.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Sure is. We put like some paint cans and a... maybe we could take the doorknob and... Okay, what about it? There's something I can do about that?
I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable hammer, but they were unsuccessful.
You got the trophy! Congrats! You are a winner! Hammer time. Yes, indeed. Alright. See if there's anything else we can investigate. What about that window? Was that a good place to escape?
The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police.
That's right. Oh, hello.
This hatch leads to a cellar.
Wrote a book called Hammer Time. It was funny. Really. Click the link, or did I miss that? Oh, you know what? I think I did miss. Is this? That's what I think it is. It's a trap. Yes, perfect.
It's a trap.
Perfect. Well, yeah, right. Is the book by MC Hammer?
This should be useful.
Just gonna take a chair.
This hatch leads to a cellar.
Okay. Aha! We can block that with the chair.
The door is now blocked.
MJ Marston's, huh? Have you read the AQ3D game plan that got updated today? Nature Guardian Tower in Heartwood is on PTR and releasing early this week. Nice. I look at it from time to time, but typically not very often. And I don't look at the PTR, only not because I'm not interested, just that I like to just wait for the live stuff as it's live. Granted, I know that, well, that and I don't have time. Right, yeah, the spoilery part of it. That and I don't have time to keep up with the PTR. I leave that to people who have far more time to devote to it.
This should be useful.
We got some rope. Gotta find a way to close everything down here. Random flying bricks. Let's head up here. Ah, another window.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape.
Shouldn't be there. Never go to PTR. I would lose interest in the game so fast. Probably. Another reference. What you got? Yep. I don't remember that in the video. The lady getting hit by the stop sign. I don't think that actually happened in the, but that's pretty good.
This should be useful.
Really? Useful for a gift for your lady friend? Are they going to go out that window? I guess they can't go out this window. It's blocked by a small table. Yeah, it was an edit. Yeah. Also, AQ3D version 149 rolls live for Nature Guardian Tower. Don't know what that is. Other than that, nothing else. I do try to keep at least a slight idea of what has been updated. Only because, well, for the streams, if we want, want to know that there's enough to actually do something with. All right, what do we got here? Summer collection this year? Maybe. Oh.
One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Oh, man. Some Harry and Marv moments going on.
The thieves won't attempt to escape
through
the front door if the police are right behind it.
It says 149 soon with no context.
This works very well. No one will escape through this window now.
Okay.
There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
Oh, just gonna leave that hatch right open. All right. So if they go for the door, they're gonna fall. What about this window? I guess these are all... Oh, that's boarded up.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Right. You can't open it.
The door is now blocked.
All right. Careful around the hatch there, Holmes. Wait, what did he say? Item required.
This hatch leads to a cellar.
Item required. I like how he did a little hop over it. Little hopsy over it. There you go. Well, what about the hammer and the chandelier? Some rope on it? Oh, okay, okay.
If anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil
I
and
see.
make the chandelier fall.
Oh boy. Mm-hmm. We are lucky the tower will be released before Saturday. Oh, what's up over here?
This should be useful.
Oh, we're gonna hide at the hatch. Right. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, ha 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 ha. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Ha 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 ha.
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Alright, let's see. This guy going up here, he falls.
Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down
Right?
very quickly. If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now.
Pretty rotten.
But I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Yeah, that is Home Alone level. Yep. Oh, goodness. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. All right. Here we go. Yeah, it's more than one trap.
Police! Police!
All wrecked. They scattered. Ah! Ah! You just hear, ugh.
Stop where you are!
Shreked.
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
Oh, you sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How'd you know about that?
Oh,
Have
boy.
you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish.
The big
But
fish.
this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers.
Oh, man, good stuff. Hold on a second, though. What do you got? What you got? What you got? Oh! Yep. Nice. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. All right. Let's see what's inside.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Ooh, the whole set, huh?
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Yeah. Oop, I missed what he said. Oh well.
What a beautiful collection of art. It was thought
Yeah.
lost. The trap with the chandelier worked perfectly. Charles Foley has been knocked down.
Damn the haters, yep.
Holmes, I had no doubt that you would catch the thieves.
I gotta go check out the rest of the, You gonna let me go? Yeah, I gotta go see the other guys. Damn, this dude's knocked out.
One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious.
Yes, he is. Yeah, we gotta check the rest of them.
One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious.
Dope. Sorry about your luck, Chuck. We have found the treasures. Antiques discovered in the hidden safe of the abandoned manor. Notting Hill represent the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Stolen 1885, considered lost. Not anymore. Not anymore, yo. Foley's Vengeance. Foley organized the theft of the Hellenistic treasures related to the double murder at Half Moon. Leighton Chapman was a witness. Absolved Foley, imprisoned for organizing a theft. He is not directly guilty of murder. His sentence will be shortened. Organized and executed a wicked plan of revenge with the added theft of ancient and valuable treasures. He deserves the rope. I wanted to see the... yeah, I had to go see the rest of the people. I think that's about it. I think we have completed... we have completed the case. Yeah, exactly. Absolving this guy. He's a jerk. He's a jerk.
The trap with the chandelier worked perfectly. Charles Foley has been knocked out.
That was pretty fun to see. Hang him by the trouser for a week first. Yeah. Give him a week-long wedgie first. All right, I'm pretty sure we've discovered all that there was to discover. And this is definitely... We're not... Is it story time? I believe so. I think we're gonna go ahead and finish this. We'll finish. Do you want to finish this up, or do we want to... Well, if we finish this, it'll roll into the next one immediately. So maybe we should take story time now. That's probably makes more sense. Yeah, that's probably the way we should do it before we wrap this one up. So let's go ahead and have some story time. For those of you that are not familiar, we do story time. We take a break and we share some stories, personal stories, news articles, whatever. I find something, and everyone else is more than welcome to participate. If you got a story you want to tell or something like that, absolutely. This may actually be the last case. You're not too sure. Well, we shall see. I do have Sherlock Holmes' Devil's Daughter installed as well, but I don't know if we want to get into it. Like I said, I got to get up tomorrow and get stuff done. Ooh, maybe we should call it a short stream? I don't know. We'll see. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and have a little bit of story time. So if you guys want to share something, you're more than welcome. And I got an article. Brussel says, oh, did you hear that they think the world is going to end this week? They now think the Mayan calendar ends this weekend instead of 2012. End of life as we know it. Still playing Q3D, but there's more content to play. Yeah, exactly. You think about it, it's already happened. Corona's caused the end of life as we know it. Dude, I'm telling you know, as a little bit of a side thing, I gotta say, the fallout from this whole George Floyd thing has made some really strange things go on. Look, I'll believe it when it happens, yeah. No kidding, Mousy. Dude, I don't know if it's the end of, like, human intelligence or something, though. Because I swear, man, it's so nuts. Have you guys heard that because, look, I get there's the whole defund the police thing. I would argue that there's a better solution, slightly better solution than that. The start of human stupidity, yeah. The end of a stable society. You might be right. Yeah, that's what's bothering me. Look, so one of the big things, and this is in addition to my article that I got. This is just a little side thing I wanna talk about real quick, and that is kind of the weird reaction people are having to all this. Okay, so look, a man was murdered. I don't know if you guys watched I don't know what you've seen, what you haven't seen. I didn't watch the full 8-minute video of the man being choked to death, essentially, with the officer's knee. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. But I actually watched the Dave Chappelle video last night, and he talked about how, you know, how uncomfortable it was, and how he didn't want to watch it. And what he said made a lot of sense. And it's ridiculous of what happened. Real crazy. Like, there's a reason there's a reason people are mad right now, without a doubt. And it's totally justified that they're mad. Right? There is systematic racism. There's a lot of shitty stuff going on. But there's a strange reaction to it. Hold that thought a minute while I read what... Fun fact, Seattle Chaz Farm, cardboard, half of the farm are segregated? Really? Black and Asian? Wow. That's strange. Huh. Okay. One of the things that I'm not understanding from all this, like, I get the idea behind defund the police. That's a whole other discussion. And I don't want to jump into the whole rabbit hole at the moment. But the one thing that really is strange is the censorship that people are trying to put up of things. For example, I've heard they're trying to get rid of, it's not defund, but use the funds more wisely. There's a lot of talk about it. And I think there are good solutions and a lot of things that could use changing. And I don't want to go around that whole rabbit hole, at least not right now. But the one thing that really bothers me is this strange censorship that's coming along as a result of it. For example, there's a talking cartoon police dog. Have you guys ever heard of the kids show called Paw Patrol? I understand there's legit talks of them removing the police dog. Why? Right? Like, Live PD and all these other police programs are being, like, taken off the air. And again, I ask, why? Are we trying to say that all police are bad? That doesn't make any sense. Right? Like, there's something about that makes no sense to me whatsoever. How is the dog offensive? How is the cartoon talking dog in the kids program offensive? Is there something about the show that I don't know about? I mean, I haven't watched it. More than like a couple of clips, like when I'm over at the neighbors and the boys watching Paw Patrol. But like, it's because the dog is kind. And what's wrong? Okay, what's wrong with that? Isn't that what we would want? Isn't that something we'd want to instill? Right? Yeah, but there you go. But that's the point. What's the logic? It's propaganda. Yeah, how dare we have such noble jobs? Or, how dare we glamorize such, something like police, that are actually doing their job and being good people, right? Or firefighters, or, what if a firefighter, here's a question, what if a firefighter was involved in some kind of tragic murder? Are we supposed to then, say that all firefighters are terrible people? Right? Like, this logic it boggles my freaking mind. Another thing that's kind of, the censorship is going way out of line. Is it Cinemax or HBO? One of the major cable, they've got rid of Gone with the Wind from their platform. You realize that the first black actress to win an Academy Award won it for that movie? Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, there is a historical significance, and to look back at it and see how different things are. There is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense. What's next? Sack the whole force. Yeah, people say police aren't always on time, but so are firefighters. Mostly ends your house in ashes. Yeah, there you go. That show is Gone with the Wind. Yeah, exactly. There's some things that just don't make a lot of sense. Like, removing everything makes no sense. In fact, I've even heard that they're pulling anything that has to do with color, and I don't mean race, I just mean color. As in, like, colors of the visual light spectrum. Links are allowed, but I would have to permit you first. Let me see if it's gonna work. Let's see if this works. There you go. Alright. Rooming kids shows for stupid reasons are hurting the kids. Yeah. But yeah, another one of the things... Alright, let's take a look at this Twitter post. For example, on GitHub... Interesting. Defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth. Like it or not, we're all in this together. I mean... yeah, look, we are all in this together. We are all in this together. That was from Terry Crews, by the way. You guys were wondering. He got hated from the left. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. This idea, like, the rationalization, by the way, thank you, Wisdom Master, for the host. This rationalization, overreaction, is really, really strange. They're trying, well, not trying, already have. GitHub, for example. We're all on the same sinking ship, yeah. GitHub, for example. Code repository, right, for programmers? Now, I don't know, guys, if you know this, but back in the days, well, I'm sure some computers probably still use it, but even the drives themselves had the same term, and you have different, like, you know, there's forks and stuff like that in coding. He renamed a couple of terms to, like, main and branches, but I guess before they were master and slave. Old hard drives have master and slave settings on the back of the drives. It's derived from different terms, right? It's using a similar terminology, but are you trying to, like, you're not literally enslaving a piece of code or a hard drive. Right, like, I've heard that people are trying to change anything that has to do with color. I brought that up. Like, for example, terms like blackmail, blackballed, blacklist, whitelist, etc. Like, those are all supposed to be changed now. And here's the thing. When all is said and done, does changing any of that language actually change systemic racism? I would argue it does absolutely nothing for that. How many people think of race when you think of blacklist and whitelist? Who in their right mind thinks of skin color when you hear those words? Right? Nobody? Because I'm pretty sure nobody with any common sense. You don't think of skin color when you hear that. Yeah. Nobody thinks of that in that way. The only thing here's the thing. As Dave Chappelle very, very, very well put it, the streets are talking, okay? He didn't have to talk. The streets are doing their own talking. The streets are talking. And it is up, it's up to them to talk, and it's up for everyone else to listen, right? And I think that's great. I think that's what should be going on. You need to listen to the real problem and pay attention to the real problem, right? Changing words like blacklist and whitelist, or removing talking cartoon police dogs isn't the answer. That's not gonna make any difference. The only thing I can imagine is that they're doing that to appease... It's done in like this checklist, sweeping under the rug. Yeah, it's like some contribution. Oh, we did our part. We got rid of the talking police dog. We're changing the words blacklist and whitelist. Why don't you know what? If somebody needs to change, if they think that's enough, that's the problem. It's not that it's not enough. In fact, it is not enough. But doing that in the first place, it doesn't help. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's to appease. Well, it's to make. I would say it's to make people like the Karens of the world feel better. Yeah, I think it's to make the Karens of the world feel better about themselves. The white people, and I say that as a generalization, right? Do need to listen and actually make changes, right? These aren't the right changes. Changing words like blacklist and whitelist, getting rid of a cartoon dog, and it's not an overtly, it's not like there's anything racist about the dog, right? The dog doesn't go around shouting racial epithets or something. It's just a positive version of a police figure. You know what? Maybe the cops should be taking advice from the talking police dog and be more like that instead of banning the police dog. Pull their heads out of their ass and think first. Yeah, you know, reading the comments on Twitter and, oh God, what happened to people's intelligence? Yeah, half the comments are idiocy. Well, yeah, I think it all stems from this fact, I'd say it's a fact, that people don't really want to address the problem. It's kind of like gun control and violence, right? It's kind of like anything like that. They don't want to really address the problem, but they want to feel better about the problem. So instead of actually making any real change and having a real discussion, right? People don't even know that supremacy is not oppression. That is a difference. That is true. That is a difference. It is a difference. And there's reasons for a lot of the way things are right now. But yeah, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is the people that are trying to make these changes are doing so to make themselves feel better. They are not doing it to actually fight to fight racism or anything like that, because that's not fighting racism. Removing a talking cartoon dog, changing words like blacklist and whitelist and some of the other things that I said, blackmail, etc. Changing those, that for one, that's not racist to begin with. Oh yeah, there's a lot of other stuff going on besides. There's people taking advantage of this situation. I guarantee you that. We could go down a very deep rabbit hole. It's like podcast level of things to talk about. But yeah, like a lot of like the looters, not the protesters, not even some of the rioters, but the full-on looters, for example. Right? That's a whole different can of worms. But yeah, we don't need Alice here. Yeah, it is. It is a whole mess. It's not. I don't think George Floyd's legacy has anything to, he doesn't. You're not honoring the man by breaking a window at a P.F. Chang's and stealing alcohol, which was done. In fact, Jake Paul was in a video doing it. Or, ridiculous. Racism in America, it's barely existent. Right now, China. Yeah. China, blacks are being thrown outside their houses. Yes. Yep. China says it came from them. They all believe it over there. Is that white supremacy's blatant prejudice and misinformation that cause fear and what you may call racism. Yeah, that's another thing. People are calling things racist. That the term racism, and that's another rabbit hole. The term racism has expanded to mean a lot more than it used to. I would argue true racism is when you're talking about a race, a nationality, in a demeaning way to make them less of a human being. Asians are Asians. They're being kicked from their homes in China. Aren't Asians black as well? No. Asians are Asians. It's not the same. In fact, there's different types of Asians, just like there's different types of Europeans. China initiative with that. China's very racist. You can literally, Cadrius is right. You can find signs on buildings in China that are like, no blacks allowed. Yeah, they believe, well, they are told that they're told pretty much the same thing that the Germans were told back in Nazi Germany, right? That they are a superior race and all that stuff. They're being told that same rhetoric now, today. They're being told the same stuff. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Cadrius is 100% right on that. Supremacy and oppression of others. Yeah. Races and religious beliefs. Yeah, that is exactly what's going on today in China. Right now. It's bad. It's terrible. You want to talk about race relations being bad? Yeah. There's some other rabbit holes that could be gone down. And I don't want to touch on every possible piece of this tonight or anytime, really. I'm not sure if it's worth talking about to any super length. Maybe not on stream. Maybe we'd just all sit and have a Discord conversation one day. But the thing I want to point out is that the changes that are currently being made have no actual influence, positive or negative, on racism or police. Removing a talking cartoon police dog does not fix the systemic racism in the police force, IRL. Me saying that just sounded stupid. When I said it, it made me sound dumber. To think that someone thinks that that's how it works. I mean, honestly, should I repeat it? Because it sounds so stupid. Who in their right mind thinks that removing a cartoon talking dog somehow fixes the real life problems, the real life systematic racism in the police? What? Jack Nicholson said it. Jack Nicholson didn't say that. Well, maybe he did, but he wasn't the first one to. We have to allow anyone into the building, no matter skin color. We kind of lingered too much on this. Yeah, it's all right. American cartoon dog in China is oppressing Tibet. Disney without Mickey Mouse. It's stupid. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It's really crazy. This knee-jerk reaction to things that don't actually matter. Oh, in Mars Attacks, he said it. Well, he may have said it, but that's definitely a callback to Rodney King and Reginald Denny. It's a callback to the LA riots. And Rodney King. Might get hate for this in some channels. BLM movement is useless. It should just be human lives. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. I get it. You know what? Something that bothers me is that the monetization, the BLM movement is actually being used by a lot of people frivolously now. Like, I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen streamers, you know, on various platforms, you know, hashtag BLM, when they don't even spend time talking about it on their stream. They'd rather not talk about it at all. Right? Ever. But they're more than happy to use the hashtag to get a couple extra clicks. And that's just talking about streamers. We could go on about all the companies that are more than willing to, we are going to change and all this stuff. And oh man, that's another can of worms. But yeah. Corporate pandering is what typically, like, if I wanted to TLDR it, most of the time it's corporate pandering. It bothers me how many people aren't smart enough to figure out that that's exactly what it is. It bothers me that they still look at people based on skin color. Yeah, I agree. I don't well, there's another thing. What did I hear? I heard a statement recently that's like, good people don't, how did they say that? I'm trying to think how it was said. Like, good people don't have to point out the good things that they do, right? It was along those lines. I'm trying to remember the exact statement. But yeah, they don't have to point out the good things that they do, because they're just good people and they do good things. Right? If you've got to point out the good thing that you've done, look at what I did. I patted this person on the back today, kind of thing. If you've got to take time to point that out, then you're probably not a good person. You're just trying to make yourself look like a good person. That's something that's been bothering me, but I've seen corporations are doing it all over social media. Streamers are doing it in their streams and social media. You know, they're using a cause. They're using Black Lives Matter. Just within this last week, I've seen people doing it. Corporations and people doing it. Without really doing anything positive or even remotely related. They just, hashtag BLM in their stream because clicks, I imagine. It sickens me. But yeah, there's going to be opportunists for all that. What bothers me even on a different level, though, is back to the original point. It is still opportunists. It's people. It's very closely tied to that, and it's the people who are. They're either intentionally not getting it, or they're trying to basically, find a Band-Aid solution, and not even a Band-Aid, really. This false sense of I fixed racism by removing a talking cartoon dog. Or I got rid of a term like blackmailed. Because somehow you thought of race when you used that word. Nobody said no one ever, right? But yeah. It all kind of goes back around to that. And it's very troublesome. Those are not the people. They're not fixing. People who are doing that are not fixing anything. They're making a false sense of, look at me and what I did and how good I am. And anybody like that is probably a piece of shit. Let's just put it out there. They're probably just a piece of shit. And they need a way to show everyone that they're not. And they'll take whatever they can get. And if that's what works for them, that's what works. Oh man, I'm not going to get into that debate. I'm not a millennial. Not really a boomer either. I'm a Gen X, actually. So my job is to sit back and laugh at both of you. Both the boomers and the millennials. Yet somehow not take responsibility for the millennials, even though technically Gen X would have raised the millennials. Gen X's job is to just not give a shit. Mm-hmm. Zoomer and exumer. Yeah. The humors are really bad. A 90s baby. Yeah. I don't know. I'm actually a little bit confused on that one. I'm a little bit confused myself on that one. There's people that called people millennials disparagingly when they're actually too young to be a millennial. Like, boomer and millennial have become derogatory words that people don't even use them. Yeah, they're just used as derogatory words now. It's basically the modern version of whippersnapper and old fogey. Millennial and boomer. That's all it is. It's whippersnapper and old fogey, just with new language. Oh, here we go. What age are millennials and Gen Z? Boomers 46 to 64. Gen X 65 to 80. Yeah. Millennials 81 to 96. Gen Z 97 to 2012. There you go. Don't know which one is what. How old? Well, some have asked me if 1930 is my birth year, to which I say obviously. So that makes me older than that makes me older than boomers. Assuming you believe that. If you don't believe that, then I'm Gen X. Currently, life, everything, and what's the rest of that saying? Life, the universe, and everything. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about something totally different. Minimum? Yes, minimum. Life, the universe, and everything. Some people will get that reference. So, I have an article here that's a little more strange but good. Strange news, but with good news. Brassel, you're the first year of millennials. Oh, you millennial. Brassel's a millennial. You don't act like what people assume a millennial is. I bet Kiba's probably a millennial too, now that I think of it, because he's even younger than you are. Again, he doesn't act like what people assume millennials to be. Yeah. Imagine that. People don't fit stereotypes, huh? It's almost like they're made up. With only a very minor grain of, a minor grain of truth to them. That don't actually, work for everyone. Huh. Alright. So, for an actual different thing I want to talk about here, I got an article here for you guys. This comes from MSN News. I'm sure it comes from something else. I can't find it. Something to do, I don't see the BBC is named. Anyway, kind of strange but interesting news. 2015, Mickey, I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but she met a girl who looked just like her, had been abducted 17 years earlier. Michelle Solomon knew who her family was the same way she knew which way was up and which was down. She believed what she had been told, never had the remotest reason to question it, till one day. At age 17, from Cape Town, South Africa, Michelle had an ostensibly loving mother and father. Caring and kind, they would often call her Princess. During a school day, January 2015, though, similar-looking girl, Cassidy Nurse, started class with her at Cape Town's Zwanswick High School. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but we're going to go with Zwanswick. The two instantly became friends, partly bonding over their almost identical features. I almost felt like I knew her, she told BBC in 2019. It was so scary I couldn't understand why I was feeling like this. Their friendship blossomed. They sometimes even called each other sis. One day, they took a seemingly innocuous selfie together, in which their similarities were striking. One friend, upon seeing the photo, joked Michelle must have been adopted. Cassidy showed the photo to her parents, Celeste and Morn Nurse. They wanted to know what day was Michelle's birthday. Celeste and Morn Nurse had an irreplaceable hole in their family. 17 years earlier, Celeste gave birth to her first child, a daughter, Zephany. Zephany Nurse spent the first few days of her life in the hands of her mother at Groot Schuur Hospital. But at 3 days old, Zephany was gone, missing from her hospital bed with no trace. Celebrated Zephany's birthday, no knowledge of where she was or even if she was alive. They saw the photo of Michelle looking eerily similar to their other daughter. They had to ask, "Were you born April 30th, 1997? Cassidy asked Michelle. Michelle answered yes. Weeks passed before two social workers asked Michelle to come to the headmaster's office. There, she was told the story of Zephany Nurse, the girl abducted 17 years prior. For Michelle, though, it was simply inconceivable she could be Zephany. She conceded to take a DNA test, but was confident that they had the wrong girl. I had so much belief in the mother who raised me. She'd never lie to me, especially who I am, where I come from," Michelle told the publication, BBC. "My mind was made up. DNA test is going to be negative. Results were irrefutable. Michelle Solomon was Zephany Nurse. I sat there in shock," she recalls. Instantly transferred to a safe house, unable to return home to the people who raised her. It was 3 months before her 18th birthday. She would legally be capable of making her own decisions. Lavona Solomon, the woman accused of abducting Zephany Nurse all those years ago, was taken into custody. Michelle was frustrated. She could not speak to the woman she knew as her mother, telling the BBC, "I needed her. I needed to ask her why, what's going on. I was so overwhelmed that I belonged to someone else." The man Michelle knew as her father denied any involvement, expressed bewilderment at the accusations when interviewed by police. There was no evidence of his involvement, and he insisted his wife, Lavona, had been pregnant. For her biological parents, it was an overwhelmingly emotional event. Reunited with their first daughter from Michelle, she felt nothing. After turning 18, she decided to move back in with the man she had always known as her father, Michael. I know, it sounds like something out of a soap opera. The woman she thought was her mother, Lavona, was jailed for 10 years kidnapping, fraud, and violating the Children's Act. Michelle visits her still in jail. She still says she didn't do it, but I think she did, Michelle tells the BBC. Michelle's abduction is harrowing and haunting. It's speculated to be a loose basis for the Netflix TV series Blood and Water. 6-episode series focuses on 16-year-old Puleng Kumalo, searching for her sister, who she knows was abducted at birth 17 years earlier. She enrolls herself in a new school where she meets a girl who she believes to be her missing sister. Producers say it is not based on a true story. The plot is certainly familiar to Michelle's experience. 2019, Michelle wrote a book about her story titled Zephany, 2 Mothers, 1 Daughter. The book is dedicated to her 2 mothers. Michelle explained her struggle with identity and how she is reconciled with who she is to the BBC. I think I hated Zephany in the beginning, she explained. She came with such force, such uninvited invitation, so much suffering and so much pain, but Zephany is truth. And Michelle, the 17-year-old girl I was the lie. I've managed to balance both names. You can call me Zephany or Michelle. It's fine. Wow. What do you guys think of that? Right? Absolutely nuts. Can you imagine living almost to 18 years old? Finding your sister. Finding your sister and the family that lost you. And then finding that the person who had raised you as their mom may have abducted you as a baby. Mind fucking blown. Yeah. Isn't that nuts? Right? To find out, no, that's not your name. Your name's not Michelle. It's Zephany. And you were abducted 17 years ago as a newborn, as a 3-year-old baby, or 3-day-old baby. Believe it or not, more common than you would know. Yeah. Crazy. Well, the real crazy part is she ended up going to school with her sister. And the family finally found... Wow. Just insane. Yeah, nuts. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Anyway. I'm going to get a drink. Because I need more beverage. I'm going to go AFK for just a quick moment. Now we just need the Scooby-Doo ending from the villain, right? Yeah. And I would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for you kids. Yeah, and that dog. Yeah, no kidding. It's nuts, man. It's crazy stuff. But yeah, there we go. True stories. Stranger than some fiction. Wasn't for you kids, I would have gotten away with it. Yeah. Mousy, you're heading out? Okay. Well, I'm going to take a small break. I need to go get a drink. And we're going to finish the conclusion here of this case. See if there's another one to be had. I think if there isn't another one to be had, we'll probably end it early because I got to get up and do stuff tomorrow anyway. I got a long day. We'll see. We'll see. Let's get that. Let me go get a drink and then we'll come back and see where this takes us. Mousy, have a good evening. I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I'm back. Yeah, as Dad would say, hail hydrate. Needed to get a drink, but I'm back. And it's time to go ahead and finish the case. Let us conclude the investigation. All right, it is more than painfully obvious that Charles Foley is a criminal. Organized and executed a wicked plan of revenge, added theft of ancient valuable treasures. He deserves the rope. Yes, exactly. Condemned. Let's see where this goes.
Charles Foley, you committed the crime of premeditated murder and of theft. You will be severely punished for your deeds.
You are pitiful.
I bet he's going to try to fight me.
Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them.
Hang by the shorts.
I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
And by the
I
arms.
have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
And finally the neck. Yes. They need a week-long wedgie first. Of course, that'd be that police, you know, that'd be the police doing something they shouldn't. I don't know if you guys heard about this, by the way.
Be careful with the lamps.
Oh,
Don't
something
bring them
else
too
is going
close
on.
to the barrels.
Good
Yeah,
evening,
no kidding.
gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
Dude, he's actually smoking a cigarette around gunpowder.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Sherlock balls of
Eventually,
steel.
yes.
Hey, careful.
Yeah.
You'll blow us all up.
Right?
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that
Riley,
already.
back, and guess what?
We are the men who've
What?
already lost
It's
everything
my
of value in
birthday.
their
It's your
lives.
birthday.
We are ruined shopkeepers.
Congratulations.
We are workers who were fired from their jobs.
And happy
Honest
birthday.
people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out
That's
by our
right.
government.
It's just past midnight.
The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily.
This is actually kind of intense here.
Advised us to keep our heads
I don't know what's
bowed.
going to happen.
It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread.
Some things
and they
never
push us to
change.
compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better.
Yeah, some things
But
never
in the end,
change.
they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them.
Time to drop
Our
the six of the
so-called
powder and run.
masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall.
Oh
our
boy.
great and many merry men.
Oh boy.
We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed.
No,
They're in
Riley,
the
I haven't
papers,
watched it
after
yet.
all.
No,
So many
I
people
haven't.
will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
I will, though.
Chaos. But soon people will understand
You're born
that
at
they are
midnight.
free and that they don't belong
Some people are
to
born
anyone.
really close to midnight.
They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people? Sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land?
Oh, yeah?
Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
They're not going to make him choose, are they? What? Not born at midnight. I think it's more like 3 either a.m. or p.m. You let us do our duty. Dude, you're not going to blow up the damn place? Yeah. Yep. We're going to big boom it. I'm not gonna let them blow all that stuff up. The big boom's happening here, not over there. What they're again, he said it right. What they're doing is not justice. It's still crime. Two wrongs don't make a right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there's a big boom either way. It depends on where it's going.
Order, they are too blind to see the consequences that throw society into chaos. I shall stop your actions, but not you. Run. Now!
Hi, you drop big boom booms in the U.S. in your game. Also today, having your friends over, only like a couple. Right on. Gotta celebrate at least a little, right? Boom boom at the circus. The boom boom, we never got to see the bicycle elephant. Only a picture. It ended with an explosion. Go check out the video. Bye and happy birthday to me. Right? The elephant. Dude, the elephant died. I think the elephant died in a cage.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book.
There's Mycroft.
I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence.
Oh.
Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of, pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men.
And the Empire needs order and discipline. It has
The
no
explosion
room for
sound
chaos.
keep going off. What do you mean?
People who commit crimes, or at the very least intend them, deserve punishment, Sherlock. Without justice, there can be no civilization.
But we serve the
Is
truth,
there
not justice.
something wrong?
Your truth, Doctor, that may prove immoral. Allowing people to terrorize London, destabilizing the whole empire.
Terrorize only the powers whom you serve, Mycroft. Not I, not Watson, not Mrs. Hudson, not Wiggins.
Sherlock, the merry men are to be stopped.
Not by me. You created the merry men. Stop them yourself. Only make sure that you don't create 10 more merry men by arresting the one.
Good night, Dr. Watson.
It's a very light sound. I don't know. There's some
Anything in
thunder
the
in the
post,
background there.
Any clients
It's
worthy
raining.
of our attention?
Storm outside in his
Only
game.
a second reminder from Mrs.
In
Hudson
London.
about our new neighbour. She urges you to
Maybe that's what
remove
you're
your...
hearing.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place
Yeah,
all of her
maybe.
boxes.
Wait. What? A lady?
All right. Half Moon Walk. Charles Foley organized, executed a wicked plan of revenge for his elder brother. Took 2 human lives and almost resulted in life imprisonment for an innocent man. In fact, his band was hired by the merry men who planned a revolution in London. In addition, he organized the theft of ancient and valuable treasures that rightfully belonged to the British Museum. He deserves the rope. Yeah, it's probably just the thunder from their storm outside. Clues found. Let's see. And we were correct. That was pretty cut and dried once we, the easy answer of, oh, it was Leighton. Like, no, obviously it's not Leighton. Yeah, there we go. Let's accept. Finish the case. Impartial. 96% solved the same way. 82% made the same choice, moral choice. Oh, is that it? This might be the end. That is the end. Kind of makes sense that would be the end. It would end with a personal, a personal tie. And it rounded up the whole Merry Men thing throughout all the cases. Remember, they mentioned the Merry Men throughout the entire set of cases. And that was kind of the head, yeah. Very cool. Place beads next to the hole instead of the carpet so the guys fall head first, right? I guess you'd have to put something at the top of the stairs, though. They could have blocked that off, honestly. Carpet the window. Oh, that might work, yeah. Be hard to get out with a big carpet strapped across it. I have a challenge you can do in Civ on a Monday between the MC servers. Oh, really? We might have the server up. Pull the carpet. They could have maybe rigged it so that, yeah, once they climb the stairs, you pull the carpet underneath them. Yeah, I'm hoping having the server up and running soon. Oh, maybe in time for next week. I don't know. Walk the stairs with a big carpet roll. I'd do it too. I don't know. The way it turned out was pretty entertaining, I guess. Can't really complain too much. Some Home Alone, some Home Alone-esque. I was gonna say there was a lot of Kevin MacLeod in there. A lot of them that I recognized. I didn't think all the songs were Kevin MacLeod. Look at that. They were all Kevin MacLeod. I've used several of them in videos. That's why I know. I've listened to the Kevin MacLeod library many times. Why one in a hole when you can make it 3? Yeah, no kidding. Crimes and punishments. Oh. Is there an extra little scene here? Reflecting in the study. I guess that's all there is. Just gonna do that. Just gonna circle around him. You know, always check the case book and look at what else there is. And that's all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, guys. Watson, I think it's time to retire. Let's go to the main menu, because I think that's all there is, guys. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Crimes and Punishments, Sherlock Holmes. We really don't have time to start up another case. Watson, get me the rubber duck. I'm gonna take a bath. Watson! Yeah. Right? Oh, man. But I do have Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter. I got that from Steam. Got that from Steam. It was on sale a few weeks ago. So there will be more mysteries, I'm sure. Everyone seemed to really like playing through this game, so there will be more. There will be more Sherlock Holmes in the future. However, I think now's probably a good time to wrap up the stream. As far as I'm concerned, we've had a nice talk tonight. We had a good game. And I'm going to take a look real quick, see if there's anybody that we can host. Oh, yeah, Cadrius is absolutely right. I got a link, at least one link on the Discord for that. The bundle for racial justice and equality on itch.io, $5. It's like, what is it, over 1,500 games now? Something like that. It's a crazy deal. As far as, I think they said it surpassed 1,500 games for $5. And money goes to a good cause. Yeah, there's more than just games there, too, yeah. There's pixel art tile sets and some other different stuff. There's, I don't even know. I've not looked at the entire list. It's a long list. Like I said, I think they hit over 1,500 different items. On itch.io. There's a link. I think it's in my free games channel. Mainly because we don't really have like a deals channel, because we usually focus on free stuff. But it's nearly free, and it's for a good cause. So, if you're interested, the link is there. It's itch.io. Path of Exile? I have. Several years ago. I actually played it for like a month, well, when the connection was good. But yeah, I enjoyed Path of Exile. When I could get it to work properly. I don't suggest running it through Steam. I will say that. Yeah, maybe. I know they added a lot to it. I know they added a lot to it. There's a lot. Man, my list of things to play will grows exponentially. Path of Exile 2 will come by the end of the year. Oh yeah, I heard about that too. I didn't hear too much about it. I was interested, speaking of like that type of game, Minecraft Dungeons is out. I know that it's really hot right now and everyone's playing it, but it's interesting. Notch actually made a statement about Minecraft Dungeons. He wasn't happy about it. Notch says some very controversial things from time to time, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. ARPG for casuals, then maybe I should play it. Never said I was good at them. I said I like them. But yeah, can't judge for having opinions. Yeah. Oh yeah, Phantom Dust is already on the list. I want to check that out. I already got that one installed. But yeah, he said casuals, there's no deep mechanics. Gotcha. Something that he said that bothered him was he posted a series of tweets kind of documenting his experience, and he said, "Is that microtransactions I smell?" or something along those lines. Now, they don't currently have anything major in terms of microtransactions in Minecraft Dungeons, but Notch is not a dumb guy. This is something that needs to be stated. He's not a dumb guy. He's actually very intelligent. In fact, he was on the list. He was in Mensa. So, just putting that out there. Intelligence is his strong suit, okay? He is pretty certain that it's set up. He didn't go into too much detail. But he's given out the impression, again, he's not been too talkative about it, mainly because nothing currently exists. I don't think there's anything 100% he can just sit down and point out, like, this is exactly the problem, because it doesn't exist yet. But I think he's hinting that the game is going to probably soon include microtransactions. It strikes him as a game that will very quickly add them. And that's become another interesting thing. So, another reason, I've told you guys before, I've never pre-ordered a game, and I never will. Oh yeah, it does have in-game loot boxes. Yes. Yep. It does have in-game loot boxes. But yeah, maybe that's what it was that kind of sparked his kind of peak desire. I don't know, but he wasn't happy about something, and he said that it reeks of like incoming microtransactions. But that is a thing that companies are doing now with a lot of games. They release them with a mode. Microsoft testing the waters, probably. A lot of games are releasing under a certain way, And then they wait several months. And then they add the real money maker. Microtransactions, loot boxes, etc. That's becoming a new feature. And I was bringing up that, like, how, you know, it's really popular. The game's really popular right now, and all the streamers are jumping on it. And, like, a lot of times when you look at the real, you know, the bigger influencers that get, like, review copies, and they get them earlier than everyone else. And they're like, hey, look at all this stuff I get to show you, you know, 3 days or a week in advance or whatever. They're also not being told about that stuff, or at least they're not allowed to talk about that stuff if they know about it. In a lot of ways, a lot of times they probably don't even know that stuff's coming. They're given this other version of the game. And so when they review the game, when they promote the game, right, it comes out as positive because of this. And then the game changes a few months down the road. So like I was saying, like, you know how I won't pre-order games? I'm not a real... this is starting to make me feel like maybe it's not worth even buying games, and I've rarely bought a game when it was brand new, especially a PC game. When it comes to consoles, back in the day, like, you didn't have updates, so it didn't really matter when you bought it. You know, you wouldn't wait for a patch. That didn't exist. You just bought the cartridge when it came out, or the disc at the time. There were no updates, so it didn't really matter. But nowadays, I would argue that it matters greatly, and it feels like that's what's going on. That's what's going on with a lot of games now. And it's kind of strange to say, like, maybe you should avoid a game for a few months and let it kind of let the developers show their true colors. Few companies are good to trust. Yeah. I don't know if there's a very big list of companies to trust. To be honest with you. Remember when people freaked out because the Oblivion Gold Horse Armor DLC? Mm-hmm. Gods and Monsters from Ubisoft had gameplay leaked. Zelda Breath of the Wild clone. Huh. Not that I'm usually up on brand new games around here. You guys know me. I've talked about this. And I'll state this for people... For anyone that hasn't heard it before, I used to say I was of this mindset for a while that, and this is way back, I was of this mindset. I was a big, like, subscription MMO player, World of Warcraft, Warhammer Online, Lord of the Rings Online, etc. Right? I used to be really big on them, and World of Warcraft I spent the most time, and I played many years playing WoW, and I eventually left for, like, Minecraft, and then moved on to other things. But the main reason that I played the game at $15 a month every month, right? The reason why I paid for that was because at the time it was cheaper than buying a $60 game. Like, yes, you had to buy the base game and expansions when they came out, but they were a little few and far between every few years. And then you would have $15 a month. That was cheaper. Used to be cheaper than, and just as entertaining. Like, you could spend hours and hours and hours in an MMO. It was cheaper than paying for a brand new game, $60, or somewhere in that ballpark, $50, $60. Play it, be done with it probably in less than a month, and have to buy another game. So you're paying more than $60 a month. With an MMO, like a subscription game, $15 a month, you're covered, you play your game. Yeah, constant content. Right. That changed when Steam really came out and had a big library behind it. Because now you're not paying $60, $50 a title. You can get them in bundles, you can get them in sales, you can get them free. I have a backlog now of all the games that I never got to play while I was playing World of Warcraft. Not to mention all the games that keep piling up. There's no reason for me to spend $15 a month on a subscription-based game now, right? So the tide turned. Like, I can buy this bundle of games for like $5 or $10 and literally have a dozen games out of it. So now what's more cost-effective, right? And so now I'm playing catch up through all the years of World of Warcraft backlog and everything else. Yeah. Love how grinding your games. Yeah, Death Behind Paths of Exile released AAA quality game for free. Makes money purely on cosmetics. Cosmetics and minor stuff like storage. I'm not going to say that it's not important. It's not required, but storage, extra storage to hold the really good stuff is important too. Tabs. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to, to harp on them for it. But because it's not really necessary, if you want to really keep down to the bare essentials, you've got enough tabs to start with to really kind of do that. You just have to be way choosier. You can't be a hoarder. But yeah. There's most of it. Yeah, I agree though. Grinding gear has done really well. But it's not as, say, pay $20 to get powered up. Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. There are several developers or publishers, depending on their business structure, that know how to do it right. They're few and far between though. I'd say Grinding Gear does a good job at, keeping it, keeping it free to play and not pay to win. AQ3D does a pretty good job at that too. Assassin's Creed, slow your XP intake, sell you XP boost to make it feel like it should. Yes. Yep, create a problem, then create a solution. Yeah. Yeah, well. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing that, not just video game companies. Unfortunately, that's what we have to live with nowadays. Anyway, guys. Oh man, so many rabbit holes could be jumped down tonight. I don't feel like going there. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna call it a night. let me see if there's anybody real quick. I think we're on the Twitch side. I'll go look real quick if there's anybody that we want to host. I know Rick McKnight was on earlier. There's a lot of people that have been moving around, and now we've got a larger amount of people over on Twitch. Well, not incredibly large, but several more people. There's been some people from Mixer that have moved over to Twitch. Let me just go real quick and see if there's anybody we want to host. Somebody I definitely want to drop it. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. I think you guys would probably like Rick McKnight. Rick's a good guy. Some of you already know Rick. I was going to say, Maverick's having his last stream with Goose. That's a music channel. They are so cool. And it's their last thing together. I think Goose is moving. It's really sad. They were awesome together. But Battlefront 2 first came out. Darth Vader took 60 hours, $20. Yeah. A lot of dumb stuff. Anyway, I think we're going to hand it over. We don't get to very often, but since we are ending just a tad early. Rick McKnight, we're gonna drop it over to Rick McKnight. He's playing Thief 2: The Metal Age. He's an awesome guy. He's one of the first people. Actually, no, I gave him a shout out. I kind of want to host him. Turns out it's a rerun. I just looked. He's not even live. It's a rerun, but it's still good content. I'll stick with the shout out. We won't host him. We're just gonna call it a night. Yeah, I didn't realize it was. We're just gonna call it a night, guys. Just gonna call it. You guys, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and give. I'm gonna drop an extra shout out. You guys might want to see this if you're into some great music. Let's do this. Maverick's awesome. I already mentioned him. Maverick and Goose, their last stream, or last streams. I think we'll give him a quick host. Give him a host to go out on tonight. He's a great dude. I'm sad to see him and Goose are not going to be streaming together. They're awesome. So let's go watch a little bit of that, and we'll call it an evening. We'll be back tomorrow night, by the by. Tomorrow night with Dungeonmans. Yeah, That's right. The Pink Doom continues the onslaught. We see just how far we can go. That should be interesting. And so I will see you guys then. Thank everyone for the hosts, the love, all that good stuff. If you haven't already, hit follow or subscribe on the YouTube side. You don't want to go live, you can always check the links. Follow on Twitter or Discord so you'll find free games. Put giveaways up all the time. And I hope to see you guys there. You can always check the links out underneath in the description. Or do a exclamation URLs or exclamation Discord and join up. So you see you for real now. Right on, right on. All right, guys, that'll be it. Stay tuned for Maverick. We'll drop him a little host, a little bit of love.